What is up, guys? Chris here, Bear Market Mining. Thanks again for stopping by. So today I've got a really exciting video for you guys. One I've been looking forward to for months now. I finally have got the Elphapex DG Home 1 miner in hand, up and mining, and today I'm going to review it for you, take you through all the ins and outs, hash rate, setup, profitability, and give you a better, more informed idea as to whether this is something you might want to pick up for yourself and start mining away all script coins, Litecoin, Dogecoin, all of the above. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. All right, so here we have it, the Elphapex DG Home 1. It is finally arrived in my possession. So straight off the bat, a really nice looking unit here. Love the green and black. I know they did a competition on Twitter or X a while ago about the color palette, and it looks super nice. Let me tell you, nice and heavy too. Really good quality. Definitely a lot more going on than your standard box miners, that's for sure. So what do we got on the front here? An antenna, TF card, USB, all pretty standard stuff. It's got some fault lights here, Ethernet reset, so all pretty straightforward with what it's got on. It's just got your standard power supply outlet as well, like they all do. So we're going to get this fired up, get it running, and I'll take you exactly through that process. So let's take a look at some of the ins and outs of this miner. So as we said, the Elphapex DG Home 1 Dogecoin miner. This is a script miner, so it does mine Doge, but it can mine a myriad of other script coins as well. 2100 megahash or 2.1 gigahash at 620 watts, 630 watts if I'm not mistaken. Yep, right there. So super efficient, among the most efficient in its class. So a really good thing to have. Efficiency is always key. So the more efficient your miners are, when hash rate comes online and gets higher and higher and rewards get lower and lower, being efficient will keep you in the game longer. So something really important to remember, and that's what makes this a league above some of the other contenders, right? So really good quality as well. As you saw in that first look when I went through it, you know, you can just tell by holding this thing, it's a really nicely made miner. So the net weight, 10,300 grams, so 10 kilograms or so. It doesn't actually feel quite that heavy, but you know, who knows, maybe I'm just super strong, right? Yeah. So anyway, 100 to 240 volts. So you can run this in the States, or you can run this on 240 in Australia, like I am here. It has Ethernet. Now it also has Wi-Fi as well, which we'll have a look at. It's just been released December 2024. So, you know, this miner is only about a month old. I think some of the other creators got at the very first look. So it's just hit the market. Temperature 5 to 65 degrees Celsius, pretty standard. It actually runs a fair bit cooler than your standard box miners. Now that has to do with the liquid cooling as well, which also makes it very quiet. So all in all, a very good miner so far. These are the specs. Now let me show you how you set this up if you're to get one yourself. And also remember, I do want to give a huge shout out to Crypto Miner Bros for sponsoring this video. I am an affiliate with them, and I will have some codes which I'll put up on screen if you're looking at getting yourself one and to save a little bit of money at the checkout. But remember, do your own research and don't get one just because I've got one. Always make sure you only spend what you can afford. I've been lucky enough to work with some great partners, and that's how we've acquired this one today. So big shout out to Crypto Miner Bros. Okay, so setup. How do we set this thing up? Well, I'm going to take you first to elphapex.com/support/download. Now I'll leave all the links down in the description, so you won't have to go searching for them. You can just go down into that description, click on the link, and it will take you right here. So we can see under the firmware version here, we've got the DG Home version 1.0.0.1. Now the miners will come installed with this firmware version, but we do need to download this file because it will give us an IP scanning tool so we can set this thing up. So you'll download this, you'll need to extract it into your folder, and then you will come into this page right here. This is your Explorer. This is once you've extracted it, you'll see all these different options of what you can use. You'll need to click on this one here, elphapextool.exe. Now, what this is going to do once you click on it is take you to the IP scanner right here. Now, some of this will be blurred out, my IP address, so you can't see all that stuff, but what you're going to need to do to find your IP address, firstly, click on this IP range up the top right here. It will click and enter this LAN address. Then you'll click scan, and we'll do this all live again, just so you can see exactly how it will work. Scanning away, 768 it's found, and it will finish with your IP for this particular miner, which you can see right here. Well, it will be blurred, but you'll double click on this and it will take you into the miner. So when you first click on that, it will take you to a admin sign-in page. So the default username and password is root, ROOT, and root for the password as well. So you'll enter that in and you'll open up right here. Now you won't of course have real-time hash rate or any of this stuff displayed, as you will need to set up your own pool and your own wallet, which I'll take you through right now. But the first thing I always recommend you do is go down here to the left, click on password, enter the current password of root in, and then enter your new password. It'll sign you out, sign you back in, and then you'll be saved with the new password and a little more secure. I also like to bookmark this page as well in your IP address. You can use the tool to open it up if you'd like for future reference, but I just like to bookmark it with the rest of my ASICs so you can open it up whenever you want and check everything out. So if we start with the main page, we're here on the dashboard. So just so you can get a bit of an idea of the layout, it's got our hash rate here, our network, our fans, and our temperature. Now these are all normal, which as you can imagine is good. If they're red, that means bad. There will be an issue. There's also this button up here to blink the LEDs. You can go to the Elphapex website and it will give you a sort of debug code to different LED colors if you're experiencing any sort of issues, so you can find out what's going on there if you have any issues. But with this brand new miner, let's just assume you'll be fine. Mine's been fine so far. So we can see the real-time hash rate. For some reason, this has dropped down. It will be, averaging around what you'd expect, give or take 5%. So we can see our average total hash rate for the 4 hours that this has been online is right at that 2100 mega hash, which is what we would expect. Always going to be a small pool rejection rate. Now this started a little bit higher because of the difficulty, but that will reduce even lower. I've spoken to a few other people with these units, and that rejection rate should be below 0.2% after a couple of days of running. So nothing to worry about there. We scroll down further, we've got our pool. It's just showing us basically that we're connected right now to our number 1 index pool. We're going to enter all 3. I'll show you how to do that to begin with. You see the first pool was unreachable. The last pool is on standby. So this is just going to safeguard us. If one of those pools goes down, it's going to give us options to switch back and forth automatically, keep you online and keep you mining. Next up, our pool settings and our wallet addresses, things like that. So we can see right here, we've got our mining address. Now, as far as the username for the particular pool that I'm using, because it is mining Dutch and the wallets are set on there, I would not need to enter my wallet address in. But for other certain pools, you would enter your mining address in as normal, and under username, you would have your wallet address, put a decimal place or a dot, and then enter your worker name DG1. So, for example, if your wallet address was, as they always are, a mismatch of numbers, you would enter that in right here, numbers and letters, I should say, and then a dot, DG1, and that is what will pay you out to your wallet address depending on your mining pools. And I'll show you how to find some mining pools in just a second. As you can see, we've entered in 3 different mining addresses, the Singapore, the Hong Kong, and the Americas on Mining Dutch, just to give us a few different fail safes in case one of those pools goes down. Now we also have down here our IP, which I won't go into. You won't need to do anything with this, so ignore that for now. Just use the IP that you've got set up unless you want to get into something a little more technical, in which case you won't need me to explain what to do in there. But for the beginners. Ignore that completely. Moving down further, we've got the update section. This is where you would enter the firmware file that we saw on the Elphapex page. If there was a firmware update to be done, that's not the case yet, so nothing to do here either. Password, we've already spoken about that. Change that, get a new one. Make sure you're nice and safe and as safe as possible. Now the NTP servers, we won't need to do anything there. Ignore that again as well for the initial setup. Once again, if you wanted to do something in there, you can, and you won't need me to explain anything. For the beginners, ignore that completely. And now moving down again, the log section, one that I really like. This is showing you important information like the degrees, your input voltage, your watts, all that sort of stuff. So this is going to help you troubleshoot if you need to, or just get an idea of what your miner is doing. As you can see, it's logging everything here. So a ton of information, hash rate, your nonce score, all that good stuff. Finally, it has Wi-Fi here enabled. You can see a couple of different Wi-Fi networks we've got here right now. You'd click on these like you would anything else, enter in your Wi-Fi address and password, mine away on your Wi-Fi. I'm connected by Ethernet at the moment, as that's how my mining room's set up, but there is that option there. Now it will come in the box with a Wi-Fi receiver that you'd have to screw in as well. That will be in the instruction manual in the box. So very cool that it has Wi-Fi. A lot of them don't. So this is another reason why this is slightly set apart and that's slightly better quality than a lot of those other box miners have come out. Now, as we mentioned mining pools before and where to find them, a really good source is miningpoolstats.stream, which we're on right now. You can see in this left search bar, if you wanted to mine Dogecoin, for instance, you would type in Doge, click on Dogecoin right there, and it will quickly show up a list of all different pools that you can mine Doge on. Another example, Litecoin, if you wanted to mine Litecoin, over here on the left bar, a number of different Litecoin pools. So this is a good place for you to have a look at different script coins that you can mine with the DG Home 1. Really good source for setting up a pool. Now, if you're looking at setting up a wallet, I'll leave a card above on exactly how to do that as well. We won't go into detail today, but I will leave a source if you're looking to set up a wallet as well. All right, so the important stuff, how much is this making currently? So we're over here on miningnow.com. We're in the Elphapex DG Home 1. As you can see, I've got my electricity rate up the top. Now remember, this is in AUD, Australian dollars, so you can come here. Once again, I'll leave the link down below. Enter in your own electricity rate and figure out exactly how much this is going to make you. So at the moment, the current revenue daily, $8.65. The electricity, $2.27 for a profit of $6.38. Now, the market is pretty badly down at the moment. Everything's in the red. So, you know, around a week or so ago, this was up at about the $10, $11 mark, and I expect this to keep going up higher and higher and higher. This is all dependent on what coin you're mining. This profit comes from the merge mining of Doge, Litecoin, and Bells. So it may vary depending on what you're mining. If you're mining, you know, just Dogecoin, for example, or just Litecoin, for example, Bells, etc. I'm over on Mining Dutch, so I'm merge mining a number of different script coins on the script algorithm, and I'm getting paid out in Dogecoin. That is the most profitable way to do it at the moment. So looking really nice. You know, based off the profit, based on what they're costing right now, this thing should have itself at current prices paid off in around a year or so, maybe a little bit more. But who knows, if Dogecoin moons, if other coins, script coins that you're mining moon like Litecoin, would be a lot sooner. So that is gonna wrap it up, guys. That right there is the Elphapex DG Home 1 script miner, Dogecoin miner, Litecoin miner, whatever you want to call it. A really good miner in my opinion. Now, if you've been following the channel, you know I've got a ton of different ASICs ranging from, you know, full size Casper ASICs all the way down to the 100-watt, you know, Lithium ASICs. I've got AL2s. I've got a number of different Casper mid ASICs as well. So as far as I'm concerned, quality wise, now what this is early days for me mining this, but You can see the quality in the layout, in the builds already. You can see it even in the dashboard. It just seems like a really, really good product for me. As I've mentioned, I do have affiliate codes that you can use if you want to grab one. Let me know if you're interested in learning a little bit more down in the comments. I'm going to do a few more, say, weekly, monthly profitability updates on this miner. So stay tuned. Make sure you like and subscribe if you want to see how those go, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.